Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of the management course. Today we're going to talk about building your business. It's very important to know how to build your business because many times no one teaches us what to do with our skills once we know how to do something, and this is a big mistake in every music school or music course that doesn't have this type of lessons, because we teach how to play the drums, but then we don't teach what to do with it. So let's break down very easily what how a business is made and how we should build our business being musicians or in an art field. First of all, of course, we have to, like every other professionals, we have to learn. We will have to wake up at 7 and go to school, as all the other students do, and take lessons of different subjects. So we can learn how to play drums, we can learn how to set up the drums, we can learn how to mic the drums, we can learn how to record drums, how to write music, how to put the lights, how to shoot a video, how to build your own business, how to promote yourself, how to do investments, and all these things that will make you a complete company, because that's what we are. At one point, we are a company, and we have to do everything on our own, or with a team of people, if we want to make a living with what we know how to do. So we spend a lot of time in learning how to play the instrument, and we spend a lot of money in buying the gear, recording albums, going to rehearse space, and so on. But then we don't know how to make those money back, how to get that time that we invested back. So once we learned how to do something, and for example, a very important thing is to specialize in a field. So for example, being this an art business, artistic business, it's very important that we express ourselves through our instrument, and we don't force ourselves to learn something, play a kind of music that doesn't really represent us just because someone said so, or because we think we're gonna make more money with some kind of music rather than others. That's not true. In an artistic field, it is not true, because if not, Picasso wouldn't have become so famous as Leonardo da Vinci did, and Piero della Francesca did, and all the other painters, Monet. Each one of them became famous because of the art that they were producing, not because they were doing something that was trending at the time. So it's the same thing here. What will make us monetize the most is when we will play and we will do what really represents us and what we're good at doing with this instrument. So for example, if you are a metal guy, if you listen to metal music and then you learn how to play jazz and try to become a jazz drummer because someone told you that that's gonna make you do more money, that's not correct, because you won't have the same language, you won't have the same spontaneous way of compose of when you will write metal music, because that's your language, that's what you observed for years, and that's what you will be able to play the best, better. And so learning and get specialized in something, it's very important. And learning in general, it's the most important thing for when you will build a business. So once we learn, or while we learn things, we will have to then figure out how to monetize them. We will have to spend some time with a piece of paper and a pen writing, how do I monetize my business? How do I monetize my skills? It's important to spend some time there, because you will have to find solutions. You will have to think of, okay, I can teach, I can build a band, I can write drum beats, I can write music, I can compose something, I can shoot videos, I can blah blah blah, be a drum tech, whatever. Okay, whatever you guys figure out. And at that point you will also have to learn how other musicians made it. Okay, so you will have to go on the internet and study all the stories of other drummers, of successful drummers. Everyone made it in a different way. Buddy Rich in a way, Travis Barker in another way, Mike Portnoy, and so on. Your Dave Weckl, Vinny Colaiuta, your Steve Gadd, what are your favorite drummers, Aaron Spears, whoever it is, and you will figure out. Okay, you will figure out maybe I should do a subscription-based website, maybe I should do a DVD, maybe I should do record an album. Okay, so learning, understanding how to monetize your skills is very important, and it's very important to invest some time in doing that, in figuring that out, and so that once you have the solution, once you feel like, okay, this could be my way, or these could be my 3 ways of earning money through my skills, through the instrument that I'm playing, you will have to have a plan. Okay, you will have to go from where you are in that room, in that moment, to be successful. So you will have to build all the steps. You will have to think, okay, from now on, next step, I will have to learn how to do this, this, and that, and or find someone that can help me with this, and so on, and have a solid plan that will lead you and will lead every minute that you invest in this thing that you're doing, so that you know exactly, you wake up in the morning and you know exactly what you're doing and why and where it's going to take you. And speed, it's also a very important thing, is how fast you realize things. Okay, if it takes 7 years for you to build one of your businesses, that's way too much time, and if that fails, you will need another 5 years to build. So you will have to condense that and put a lot of work, and make sure that in a matter of months you have, you realize your product, and you launch it, and you see how it goes. And if that doesn't go well, you will have to see what happens, and learn and do experience and understand, okay, it didn't work for this reason, so you can either improve that project that you're working on, or make a new one from scratch, and adjusting the mistakes that you did in the first project. So once you have your plans, the executions have a very big importance in your business. So making sure that the way you're doing things, it's the right way, you're making it perfect. So doing thing is one thing, and making things happen, it's a completely different thing. Okay, everybody can do things, but then the little details are gonna make the difference. So the quality of the video, the quality of the audio, the quality of the content, whatever, how you talk, how you play, how you act, the faces that you do, how you dress, how you present yourself, everything has to be analyzed and studied, so that your product becomes better and better, and it has to be perfect. The execution makes all the difference. Having ideas is for everybody. Everybody have a lot of ideas. Every day you can come up with ideas and go like, oh, we should do this, we could do that. First of all, you have to know if your ideas are historically correct, if it's not something that it has already been done years ago. Maybe you start a band and you realize you're playing things that another band did in 2003 and you didn't know. So knowing is very important in every part, in every section of building your business. So the execution has to be very detailed and analyzed. And being in an artistic business, again, most of the times improving your product, improving your business means improving yourself, because most of the time the products, it's us. So, and that's the hardest part, accepting the fact that you're not good enough at talking in front of a camera because you're not used to do that, and you will have to take lessons for that maybe, and you will have to go from someone that does that and learn to do this, which is completely out of the drums, but it's part of your business, it's part of your plan. So you will have to improve yourself, improve your playing, improve not only what's external, but also ourselves. Another big thing, it's the investment. It's the money that we invest in our business. So if we think about opening a shop, to do that, you will have to go to the bank, take a loan, go and rent a place, buy all the furniture, all the shelves that you need to expose your products, buying the products that you then gonna sell, pay the lights, pay the bills, hire someone that will work with for your shop, that will run the shop with you, advertise your shop, and that's a lot of money. That's going to be a lot of money. Then you will have to pay the interest to the bank and so on. So to do that, you need a lot of money, you need to invest a lot of money, and then your clients are going to be the people that will walk in that street or live close to your shop. And so it's a very limited, you have a very limited client. And still people make a living with that for years. Okay, so in our business has to be the same. We will have to put money into it. We will have to invest in ourselves, on ourselves, because if we don't do that, it's going to be very hard to find someone else that will do that for you. And relying only on labels, which means that you that someone that runs a label value your product sellable, and so he puts it in that list of other bands that is investing in. That's risky, because you don't even know if this person has the right vision and puts in the right places to sell your product. Of course he has experience, so it should be the right person, but if you don't find a label that sign you, that doesn't mean that your product is not good enough. That means that no one out there that you contacted that heard your product didn't value it, good enough to be sold, but they don't really know, they don't look into the band, they don't come and see you live, they don't see a lot of things of the band, so they just value it from what they hear probably, or from the short time that they dedicate to your product. So don't let other people judge your product and let them tell you it's not good enough, we're not gonna sign you because we don't think it's gonna sell. That's perfect, that's fine. I'm gonna do it by myself, because maybe I know the selling points and I know they're very strong, and I still I believe in myself, so I invest money in myself, and I put out the product by myself. Investing, it's very important. We should do investments how we would do it in any other business, and this is something that doesn't happen too often with bands and or with musicians. We try to always play cheap, and that's what it's gonna be. Like if you invest $100 and you get 30% out of that, it's gonna be $130 back, and you're just gonna gain $30. You're not gonna do anything with that. If you invest $10,000 and you're getting 30% back, you're gonna get $3,000 back, and that's already something, okay? And you can put other money into it and make it bigger and bigger and bigger and earn more money until you don't make a living with that. So it's very important to invest and to trust yourself to the point that you put a lot of money on yourself. Of course, you want to maybe have experience first. So even in this part, knowing the knowledge makes a big difference. So maybe you want to spend some years working for free for other people, or being involved in the market before investing so much money in one thing, so that you know the steps, you know how to what mistakes you should avoid, and so it will make things easier to run and the investment less risky. And then once we put out our product, and so we invested the money, we found a very cheap way of doing things for a very good quality. Everything is perfect for us, and of course we always feel ready. We always feel like, okay, I'm good enough, I'm ready to do this. And then we put out the product, and people will comment, and people will react to what we put out. And that's very important, because that's our potential clients. So they're the one that are going to judge our product and decide if they're gonna buy it or not. And it's very important to listen to all of those comments, because that's the moment where we have the chance to improve our product. So we do everything we can, we put it out, and then someone else comes up and say, hey, on the internet goes like, oh, I saw that there's a black spot in the camera while you were shooting the video, and you go like, okay, I'm gonna improve that, and so on. Stupid example, but to give you an idea, okay, the external comments, the external judgments are very important for us to improve our product. Okay, people maybe say, oh, you talk too much, you should have got to the point sooner. Okay, I will have to write a script or make a list of the things that I have to talk about, and go straight to the point, instead of going all over the place and talk about many different things. And you improve while you put out the products, and you make it perfect and better and better and better. And you compare yourself to other businesses that do the same thing. It's a band, it's a website, it's a clinic, it's whatever it is, okay, instructional methods. And so don't just get comfortable and sit down and just once people, like, you launch something and people are not reacting to that, don't just let it go and get demotivated or stop doing what you're doing. Just make sure, just analyze the fact, analyze the things, like, what's the problem? Is it in the product? Is it in the promotion? Is it in the marketing section? Blah, blah, blah. Should we put more money in advertising it, or should we put more money in the production, and so on? Okay? Should we spend a lot of time in the rehearse space writing the music, or should we spend more time on building a solid live set and rehearse the live show how it should be, since the money that a band makes is not on selling the records, but it's on the live show in the moment where they go on tour. So why spending so much time in writing music and recording it, and then so little time in rehearsing the live set, which is not only playing but also having a show, okay, knowing what to say between songs and so on. Okay, so really understanding where to invest also the time and not only the money in this. You should listen to the critics, and that will help your business to grow and to become perfect. So the steps to build your business are going to be learning to do something, then understand how to monetize, then have a plan, build a plan to realize your ideas with a perfect execution of it, invest the money and the time in the right way and the right amount of money, without being cheap or without dedicating enough time to what's very important. Improve your product while you're doing it, or anyway, trying to make it as much perfect as possible in time. And listen to the critics, read the comments, and understand how people react to what you're doing. Once you will do all these things to realize, to create your product and your business, you will already have a lot of experience, and you will already have a very solid product. So in this way we can make a living with drums, music, or with our skills, and invest our time in what we love. So hopefully this helped you guys, and I'll see you next week with another episode.